pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the Moines County Board of Supervisors meeting, September the 6th, 2022. Is there any changes to the agenda, gentlemen?
We might have none.
I have none. Meet with department heads and elected officials. Sarah Doty, payroll clerk, auditor's office.
Good morning. Just keeping busy as usual. Nothing new to report at this time.
Thank you. Colin Gers, IT.
Just keeping busy like always. Had a few days off last week. My guys held down for it pretty well. But other than that, nothing new.
That's good. Kevin Glendenning, Sheriff. How's
Good morning.
things going?
It's going well. It's been a busy week for us as well. A lot of activity in law enforcement in Des Moines County. Our jail population is up to 89, so that's a pretty big increase we've seen over the last couple of weeks. Of course, we hope that's just kind of a temporary influx and we'll get that back down to where it is, but just so you're aware, that's kind of where it's moved up to. We have 11 out of county right now. Hopefully we can get that under control. It was also a busy weekend too, so I think there's 7 in intake this morning, so we'll get that, keep monitoring that, keep an eye on it. One thing that's coming up for us is we're exploring our radio communication in Des Moines County, and currently we're on a pretty old system that works for us, but it lacks like the interoperability, the ability for us to communicate directly with, say, the State Patrol or DOT, or for fire and EMS for them to communicate with other agencies. We're on what would be considered a UHF and VHF analog system, and there's some considerations of transitioning to the state system, which is a digital system. My understanding of radios is that's about as far as it goes, but what I know is the state built that tower up at 61 and 180th, and that's their ISIX tower. That's the Iowa State Interoperability Communication System, is the ISIX system. And then there's a lot of infrastructure that's been built in the counties around us. So with that, we're going to be doing some testing in the coming weeks. Some staff from the the Department of Safety has a communications bureau, people that actually work on communications statewide. So they're going to send a couple of their staff down to help us do some testing in Des Moines County and see how it works on the digital frequencies. Building a tower can cost around $1 million a tower. Hopefully that's not the case that we'll need, and hopefully it will just be radios, but we're going to do some testing and see where that lands, so we have that interoperability, that communication. Some of the incidents we've seen occur where we have other responding agencies, like the situation in Yarmouth where we had multiple law enforcement and especially fire agencies. The communication between the agencies was pretty difficult. So then situations, for instance, if State Patrol has a vehicle stop, we won't hear that directly. It has to be communicated to us, or if they need assistance, and vice versa. When we have officers working in the same area, it'd be ideal if we could hear what's going on and if they need help immediately, as opposed to having like an instant message, which is a teletype sent to our dispatch center. So we're going to explore those options and hopefully be able to make some transitions in the years to come, but we'll see after the testing.
You know, I remember ISAC here about 3 years ago, went to one of their meetings, they gave a talk on that. And my understanding was that they eventually was gonna try to have a tower where there wasn't any dead spots in the whole state of Iowa, so it didn't fall on the county.
The goal is that 95%, because it's impossible to, 95% coverage, it's impossible to have no dead spots. I mean, you could put 8 towers throughout the county, but you're still gonna have areas where you're gonna be in lows. I mean, like the bluff on 99, that causes a big issue. But there's ways to get through that. There's radios now that work off of LTE where they use cell signals, where if they can't reach the radio, then they use a cell signal. They're more expensive radios, but you start looking at the cost of building a $1 million tower, or you spend an extra $1,000, $2,000 on radios, that you can use the existing infrastructure of cell towers. Then there's some positives to it. So Clinton County which is a lot like size-wise, River Bluff-wise, those same struggles that we have. They have one tower, one ISIX tower in their county, and when the derecho came through, it took out their current UHF and VHF towers, their analog towers. So they went to the ISIX towers and they went to the LTE capable radios because they just found that they wouldn't have to build towers, and they could go to these radios that would work off cell signals, and they've been very happy with them. There's a lot of options when it comes to it, and repeaters within the within the vehicles, and the different types of radios and the frequencies they put out.
Okay, thanks, Kevin.
Yep, absolutely.
Appreciate that. Lisa Schaefer, the county attorney?
We're just keeping busy. As Kevin noted, there's been an uptick in arrests. And then we have an agenda item later on in the meeting.
Okay, thank you. Terry Johnson, county auditor.
Good morning. We're staying busy with the elections. Today is the last day for anybody to withdraw their name from the ballot. We will be ordering ballots today, so just working towards that, so.
Okay, thank you. Zach, how's the Southeast Iowa Regional Plan?
Yeah, things going pretty well. Been fairly busy lately. Got a subdivision out for review, and I think I just realized there's a couple of things I was supposed to bring to drop off for you guys to look at. I think I might have dumped them in the mailbox on accident, so I'll have to reprint those and bring another copy down. But just nothing too crazy. Looking at a work session. We'll see, maybe next week or something on that solar wind. I want to catch up with Jared a little bit, but he's been out of the office, so we'll see kinda. I'll let Terry and Sarah know when we get that figured out, but hopefully next week or possibly the week after.
Okay, thank you, Zach. Ken Heinman, how's Steel?
Going good. I've been working on, last week I was working on communicating with hospitals about hospital contracts, and it looks like we've got 2 hospitals that are willing to contract with the Seal region now. So it may take a few months for all the meetings and things to happen, but it's looking more positive than before, so, yeah. That's about it for now.
Thanks, Ken. Natalie, how's the recorder's office?
Good morning. We're good in the recorder's office, just keeping busy like everyone else.
Thank you. Rodney, how's maintenance?
Doing good. Just have an agenda item this morning. Nothing new to report.
Okay, thank you.
You wanna do Krista first?
Okay, moving on.
Mr. Carter, how's secondary roads?
Just fine, Jim, just fine. 115's moving along. I think they hauled some more macadam for the new road bed late last week. We did finally catch some folks' attention. I think they started to construct the ditches on the house side of the road, and as I thought, that caught a little attention, but I believe that got handled, and we gave some folks some explanations for what we were doing and why we're doing it, but that is coming along good. And I had mentioned there, I want to say last week, the week before, the DOT would be opening 170th, which is, they got that intersection closed. It's right across from Stony Hollow Road. I believe they found some issues and we're keeping that closed until the contractor took care of some stuff. So that got prolonged, and I wanted to mention that. Pleasant Grove, concrete got poured last Thursday, I want to say. Things go good this week, maybe open by Friday. I'll text and we'll do a press release, so you guys will know when it does open. I suppose there is a slight chance it could go to early next week. I don't think we have anything fixed yet, but if all the ducks fall on the right line, we'll open that maybe at the end of this week. And then we're working towards a number of bids actually, but the one we're closest to is we've talked about it before, there's a bridge up on 165th. We need to do some rip wrapping to protect the bridge from the meandering Flint Creek channel. I'm waiting for a temporary construction easement to come back in the mail from a landowner, and we'll be ready to, I'm hoping to start advertising that here in a couple weeks and go out for a bid in early October on that one, and won't be far behind. We're working on the Bridgeport paving job. We've talked about that. And a couple other things for some shops and stuff like that that we're still working on. So there's probably more going on in the office than there is even in the field. And it won't be all that long, and you'll start to see some work along 99 up at the Dry Branch Bridge also. So, and there will be, I will note, there will be some one lane during that. I could see at least 2 or 3 weeks of that being one lane with some lights and stuff, just to allow the contractor to work along the highway closer and safer. So, but we won't close the road. There'll just be a little delay there. And they are starting to pick seed corn in our county. So I guess what I would say is we are absolutely bone dry. Gravel roads are as dusty as I think they could get. So keep an eye out if you happen to be out, because especially we get around one of those seed corn operations, if there's one semi, there probably is another one coming fairly shortly. So so pay attention and try to get over and slow down. But otherwise, plenty of stuff going on. Still ditching and still working on culvert projects.
Thanks, Brian.
Yep.
Did I miss anybody? So move on to discussion, discussion and vote. We have payroll claim reimbursements in the amount of $629.91. Non-cash taxable is 0.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Sarah?
Shane McCampbell,
Yes.
Tom Broker,
Yes.
Jim Carrey.
Yes. We have payroll, accounts payable claims in the amount of $1,253,198.81.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Sarah?
Tom Broker,
Yes.
Shane McCampbell,
Yes.
Jim Carrey.
Yes. We have National Voters Registration Month proclamation. Says, whereas registering to vote empowers Iowans to make their voices heard by exercising their right to vote on Election Day, and whereas Iowa consistently ranks among the top 10 states in the nation for voter registration and participation, and whereas 17-year-olds are now eligible to register to vote in Iowa, and whereas Iowa's voter registration process is easier and more convenient than ever before, with online voter registration, Election Day registration, and applications available through the government agencies across the state, and whereas we encourage all interested citizens and all appropriate media outlets and civic organizations to participate in this nonpartisan voter registration awareness initiative to encourage the maximum participation of qualified voters in Iowa. Now therefore, we, the Des Moines County Board of Supervisors, do hereby proclaim September 2022 as National Voter Registration Month, and Tuesday, September the 20th, 2022 as National Voter Registration Day.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Sarah?
Tom Broker,
Yes.
Shane McCampbell,
Yes.
Jim Carrey.
Yes. Now we have the short form agreement for the engineers, architect, surveying services, Cleaner Associate for the jail. Do you have any comments on this, Rodney?
Yes, this is an updated agreement from our previous one. We were gonna do 2 projects, roof and siding at once, but we're gonna end up doing those separately in this fiscal year and the next fiscal year. So we're kind of separating those, having to do, we're gonna try and bid them at the same time, but gonna have to have separate construction documents and construction admin, all separate. So it just added some cost to that project, so It's just an updated agreement from the previous one. Previous one was, I believe, 30,500. This one's for 50,500.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Sarah?
Tom Broker?
Yes.
Shane McCampbell?
Yes.
Jim Carrey?
Yes. Does this have to be stamped, Rodney, or just signed?
Doesn't matter, you can do either one.
Terry?
You s-
You sign it.
Sign client signature, that's good. That's good. Let you look at it. Approval of real estate contract for 18336 198th Street, New London, Iowa. This is for the county building. It's up in Pleasant Grove.
Yeah, the next two are real estate contracts for the auctions that we did. So I talked to Trent and about me signing them, and he suggested having Jim sign them, so I just decided to throw it on an agenda. So you won't stamp and initial these, you'll just approve them, Jim will sign, and then I believe that there's somewhere to initial, or you just initial down the bottom corner. I don't have a copy of them, so if we need to, we can look at them afterwards, Jim. But I just wanted to catch you before you guys stamped them and stuff, because I think they're just meant to be signed by the board, so, by the
Yeah,
chairman.
there's a place to initial for the sellers here. So.
Okay. And then if you wanna read the final sale figure, I don't know that right off the top of my head to be accurate, so, but I mentioned them, I think I mentioned them last week, I just don't remember what they were.
Okay. Get all these things out of here so I can get down to the right. Okay. The one up in Pleasant Grove, the one we're talking here, is $39,637.50. That's what it sold for.
I move to approve real estate sale contract for 18336 198th Street in London, Iowa.
Second. Sarah?
Shane McCampbell?
Yes.
Tom Broker?
Yes.
Jim Carrey?
Yes. We sign these afterwards?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead,
can do
because
that.
we can make sure you get them signed in the right place.
Probably.
I'm sorry, I didn't say that.
I feel
They're
like that.
documents, you know.
It's not like I sell stuff.
Uh-huh.
The next one is for, the one in Mediapolis, Iowa. It's the county shed, and it sold for $47,775.
Motion to approve that real estate sale. Second.
Sarah?
Tom Broker?
Yes.
Shane McCampbell?
Yep.
Jim Carrey?
Yes. Thank you, gentlemen. We have a Class C liquor license for Double Eagle Golf Corporation in Spirit Hollow, doing business at Spirit Hollow. Everything okay, Kevin?
No issues then.
Motion to approve. Second.
Sarah?
Shane McCampbell?
Yes.
Tom Broker?
Yes.
Jim Carrey?
Yes. We have personnel actions. One for the correctional center and two for the county attorneys coming up. We'll do the correctional center first. Isabel Donlin, resignation, effective date 9/8/22.
Motion to approve. Second.
Sarah?
Tom Broker?
Yes.
Shane McCampbell?
Yes.
Jim Carrey?
Yes. We have two for the county attorney, or no, one for
There
the
should be
county
one,
attorney,
yeah.
I'm sorry. We,
Thank you.
I thought maybe Get you all worried there. didn't
Say,
I was like, wait a minute, what am I missing?
you? Her eyes got about that bigger one. Sorry about that. Elizabeth,
Frisacaro.
Carl, okay, they got Libby, so they evidently call her Libby. New hire, $29,812.23, effective date 9/7/22, and she is a receptionist and records assistant.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Sarah?
Shane McCampbell,
Yes.
Tom Broker,
Yes.
Jim Carrey.
Yes. We have reports, we have the jail stat report for July of '22. And this will be in the auditor's office for your viewing at your own discretion. We have the minutes for the regular meeting on August the 30th, 2022.
Motion to approve minutes?
Second.
Sarah?
Shane McCampbell,
Yes.
Tom Broker,
Yes.
Jim Carrey.
Yes. Is there any other business? I have none.
Yep.
Future agenda items. Like Zach said, he's gonna get a hold of
So I'm trying to
Sarah.
figure out that date on the work session.
Do you still have me down for next week? Sarah?
I think we
Yeah.
have a thing, yeah,
They do have you listed on it as an agenda item, or. yeah.
work session.
Work
Yeah,
session.
a work session.
Yeah.
Committee reports.
Nothing to report.
I did not have a committee. I attended the mental health first aid course that Southeast Iowa Link sponsored down at the Burlington Police Station last week. Very interested. About 15 people there. So.
Public input. Anybody from public have anything to say? We'll give you 2 minutes. You can call 319-753-8203, extension 4. That's 319-753-8203, extension 4, or email board@vmcounty.com. That's board@vmcounty.com. 2 minutes.
Housing trust fund.
So we're gonna have some personnel changes in the coming months. Doris out of the jail, she's been a longtime administrative assistant up there, she's gonna be retiring at the end of the year. So, have
Doris
some-
is leaving.
She's leaving, yes, yes. After a long, amazing career, so we will miss her greatly. She's pretty tough to replace. She does, dabbles into pretty much everything.
She runs the jail.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, keep it real, Lisa.
Try to sugarcoat it.
Keep it real,
Her
Lisa.
and She runs the jail.
So who's taking her spot?
So,
She's a good golfer too.
she'll be missed on the that shot team.
Yeah.
So Judy, our office manager, is gonna move out to the jail in that administrative assistant position. It's a lateral movement. It'll be a great fit for her because she has all those experiences. It'll also create some opportunity to have some cross-training and just be a little bit more diversified, our knowledge amongst that staff. So I think it's good to kind of have some crossover there between our office and the jail. So that's something we'll work towards. And with this change, then we'll be able to put somebody in Judy's position and learn that. And in the future, there might be some transitions back and forth between those two positions, just so we're a little bit more prepared as possible for the future.
Judy only has a little bit of time left, doesn't she?
4 or 5 years is what she's saying. So she wants to go several more years. So
2 or 3.
Be a good fit, yeah.
Said she hasn't been out of jail yet.
Until I'm
so-
just frustrated.
I was like, depending on what her boss does too.
It's gotten quite a bit shorter since Kevin's been here.
Lisa said she hasn't been up to the jail yet, so it's still debatable.
It's definitely a different atmosphere, but great people out there to work with, and it's a position where she's typically up front, just dealing with different areas that, the room and board, the commissary funds, the money coming in and going out, it's a lot to manage.
Okay, the 2 minutes are up. People, and we're out of here.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everybody.
They, took that first aid course and they kinda underlined what you mentioned in your number about the fentanyl and the availability